They were not women. Well, many years later, there was another guy by the name of Taglioni in Italy. And he was all excited because his wife was going to have a baby. And he just knew she was going to have a boy, so he could teach his son ballet. Well, it didn't work like that. She had a girl. And her name was Marie Taglioni. He said, well, I guess I can teach my daughter ballet, but I got to make her different. I got to make her different from every other male ballet dancer. And what he came up with were the shoes. Okay, now, Marie was the first one. Anna Pavlova cut the dress, but Marie was the first one to get a hold of the point shoe. And with the point shoe, people don't realize you're really not standing on your toes. You're standing on wood. You're standing on really little stilts. Now, I danced with Pennsylvania Ballet Company many years ago before they had all the nice foamy stuff. And we just kind of stuck our feet, so you see how my feet are, right? You know, I do not have pretty feet, and the guy who loves me is just going to have to take me as I am. And one of the things about the point shoe, once your foot begins to adjust to the shoe, that's the way it is. As the twig is bent, so shall it grow. Now, once you get your foot inside of one of these, I used to drive my instructors crazy at PBC because I used to break my thing on the end. I was not destined to be a ballet dancer, right? But I just like to go and hang out. I'm doing this very quickly right now, only because time is short. And then I'm also going to do a quick presentation with the African stagger. Okay. One of the things about dance in relation to the martial sciences is dance was how the women told the story of what the guys did on the battlefield. So they would say, yeah, they did this, and we did that. So in Africa and India, and most of the cultures that are really old, this is how things were done. Dance was storytelling. Now, I am not suggesting to anybody that they take point work, because the average ballet dancer, what, maybe 24, career, maybe 24, maybe 25. So it looks really cool. But you go, God, my feet are killing me. Okay? So I tell people, when you go into a field, know all the parameters that have to do with it. So really what you're standing on are blocks of wood. Okay, now. All right, very quickly, that's over with. Are there any questions about any young people? Do you not believe me? Oh, trust me, you look great. You know, and you're up there. My feet used to bleed. And I would go home and say, why am I doing this stuff? I do it again. Okay. Now, in keeping with my 10 minutes, I'm also going to ask I need participation. I'm getting older. You know, I like people to suffer. No, we're not going to suffer. Okay. Very quickly, I would like to go through an African Zulu war routine, which a lot of people say, oh, the Africans, they're dancing. No, they're not dancing. Okay, why don't you come up? Come on. Why don't you come up? Oh, they didn't tell you? I am a 30-year professor, a college professor, teacher, long-time teacher. Okay, come on up here. Zulus used to run 50 miles on their feet, okay? Fight and then run back and smile. They were something else, okay? All right. What we're going to do, first of all, is indicate the marching, okay? We're going to talk about marching. So may I see marching? Ready, and 1, 2, 3. Well, I know it ain't the booty shape, but you know, come on. Ready? One more time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like to indicate this is a war routine. Watch. Let's try it. Go. Because that's your spear. Africans do not throw spears. You don't throw your weapon around. It's taking your 45 in the Old West, you know. Guys, I just don't understand it. So we declared war, okay? Now we're going to declare that we're going to march into your village. That if you don't work with us, ready, act. 1, 2, 3, go. Good. Good. And good. Now, right from here, now we got to put all this together. Are you ready? So I'm going to go through it so you can see it. 1, 2, 3, and then we're done. Okay? Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and love it. Good. Hear it. To the front. 1. Good. Down. 3, 4. Stab that spear. Crush that earth. And take it back. Very good. Okay. Do you know how I am? Stop it. Okay. I have a rep. Young people see me coming and they go, oh, just do what she says, just do it. Otherwise, we'll be here till we're 50, right? You know. The last thing I would like to share with you is the actual call before we go into the routine. There were more female warriors than technically with the dagger than there were male. Because when we get up close, we go, oh yeah. Right, you know, end of the problem. Ninjas were originally female. The first ninjas were female. People don't know this. And they always started off, even with the Arabian dancing and all like that, because they carried daggers. That's what they had. The daggers were over, and they weren't decoration. So they had dual things. All right. I have a little bit of music, very, very little. Some people laugh at my tape recorder, but you know, hey, my tape recorder works. I've seen the CD go down, right? You know, it don't work. I can find the song on that tape player, right? It's not very loud, but it's enough for me. All right. Chi-chi! Veil-ni-kwa! Chi-chi! Ju-shi-sha-sha-ju-ma, ja-ju-ma. Ju-shi-sha-sha-ju-ma, ja-ju-ma. Veil-ni-kwa! Chi-chi! Chi-chi! Thank you. Are there any quick questions? You notice there's this metal thing on my head. That's from India. You see it? This is where the women wore up there. It wasn't just a decoration either. It was one of their weapons. Any questions? Any questions? All right. Thank you very much. That's my 10 minutes. I did a good job.
I guess I hate to really open it, but just from the beginning, what got you so passionate and involved with this hobby?
As a young child, as a young girl, I danced in the Pennsylvania Ballet Company and fell in love with dancing. Some of the first African-American female dancers were, believe it or not, anthropologists. You have Catherine Dunham, who was an anthropologist. You have Bill Primus, who was an anthropologist. So you can do academics and you can do the sport also. From there, I went into the martial sciences of Africa, which there are 142. And I have the privilege of doing about 32. Martial science and dance are twin sisters. The dance is how the women would tell what the warriors would do on the field, how they would tell the story. Oh yeah, he beat him up and things of that nature. So that's why dance is so important. Ballet evolved from the Chinese Kung Fu, Chinese Shaolin movements that came into Europe. And eventually became the point shoes that we see now. The first ballet dancers were men, because the first Chinese martial scientists were men. So people aren't aware of that.
See, there's something you said that really struck me about the way women depict and kind of tell the stories. It's when you say that all of this is the 132,
Right.
It's really a form of expression, form of communication that people wouldn't necessarily think about.
Ultimate form of communication. One of the things, and we were talking earlier about capoeira. Capoeira was brought into South America by the slaves. And one of the ways that they hid the actual fighting training was people thought it was a dance because it was so beautiful. Almost like Tai Chi is so gorgeous, but it's also a fighting system. This is something that people are not aware of. And the more in movement in the martial sciences and dances is almost side by side.
What would you tell the average person who doesn't have a lot of historical context, just may come to an event and see something interesting, want to take it out? What would you tell the average person about getting involved in these types of dances, types of expression?
I think it is the ultimate opportunity of communication for people to get up off their couches. And I'm not saying that video games aren't cool, but to get out and to communicate with others and learn the culture of dance, whether it's Zumba or ballet course or salsa or whatever it is, because that interacts with people, the movements of the hands. And to pass this on to our younger generation.